Sorry about that, man. It's just help. Hey, I don't want your bag, man.
Get out! He's getting away!
I'll bet that man could run our company as well as Winthorpe.
This is outrageous. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not a thief.
We want to help you, Mr. Valentine, with a home of your own.
And that was a fake, right?
We paid $35,000 for it. And employment with our company.
What's going to happen to me?
Is that good?
I think that's good.
Get in.
There's your favorite character. You had
Ophelia.
me cut off your favorite character
all
of the
right.
movie. Hi, everybody. My name's Todd. I'm with Zen Pop.
This is Kathy.
We are in the second of, I think, a 4-week run of Christmas/non-Christmas movies.
Christmas movies that might not be Christmas movies.
That's right. So last week was Die Hard. This week is Trading Places. What's next week?
Next week is
Either
I think it's Love Actually, or it is
Family Stone?
Family Stone, one or the other, whichever one we get to watch in. But we're gonna. Those are the 4 movies we're doing: Die Hard, Trading Places, Family Stone, Love Actually.
I just want to make sure that there's not 5 Tuesdays in.
There's
5 Tuesdays.
I know.
What
I
do we-
saw that.
How about we repost When Harry Met Sally on the 30th?
Sure. Or we did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. We've
Oh.
sometimes share that at Christmas.
Yeah, we can kind of re-upload a few of those.
I know.
The Rudolph one was funny because we love that. What's the type of the figurines that they use in that?
Claymation,
Claymation. Claymation.
or Claymation. Are you mean by Claymation?
But we also make fun of Rudolph in a kind of fun
It's
little way.
because Donner and Santa are like full-on misogynists. They're like really upset
Yeah.
and mad.
Yeah.
The misogyny part is more about like that girls can't do certain things that the boys can do. But then there's the other part of the poor parenting, which is like they shame Rudolph.
A lot of shaming. A lot of non-Zen parenting radio type
Yeah,
stuff.
very
I mean,
shaming. And so, so maybe we'll repost that for the week of
the 30th.
actual Christmas. Yeah.
But I just remember laughing a lot when we recorded that
I
podcast.
know. Let's laugh a lot today.
We're going to laugh a lot because it's Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, two of the better comedians in our generation.
I know. And just a really quick debate about whether this is a Christmas movie. I would say last week, Die Hard, definitely most of social media agreed that it was a Christmas movie. I think I had a lot of really valid points. Trading Places definitely has a Christmas vibe. I actually watched it last year around this time, but because I had the flu, I was just watching a ton of movies. Trading Places came back into my world, but it is Christmas. They have a Christmas party. He wears a Santa suit. You know, they celebrate Christmas Eve, all that kind of stuff. But it's a little less oriented around Christmas.
I just did a list for the top 10 most obvious Christmas movies.
Okay. Well, is that relevant?
It is a little bit just to have some comparison.
Okay.
Christmas Story,
Okay.
Home Alone.
Yes. Well, Home Alone's debatable.
That's just what chat says. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Elf,
Correct. Elf is easy.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
Uh-huh.
The Santa Claus,
Yep.
Polar Express,
Yep.
Miracle on 34th Street, Rudolph, and It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
So
I
we're
think
not
that's-
doing any of those. We're doing the ones that are further down the list.
Except we are going to do Rudolph later. But yes, you're
Yeah.
right. So, but Trading Places definitely has a Christmas feel, and Todd and I enjoy it. But it's a very messy movie.
Yeah.
It is definitely an 80s movie.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things that don't age very well.
Correct. And we will talk about the things that don't age well. So if you want to set the scene, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and set the scene. All right, so I'm going to set the scene.
Okay.
We got Eddie Murphy as Billy Ray Valentine. We have Dan Aykroyd as Louis Winthorpe III. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Ophelia. Ralph Bellamy plays Randolph Duke. Don Amici plays Mortimer Duke.
Mortimer.
Paul Gleason, our favorite principal from Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
is Clarence Beeks. Jim Belushi from About Last Night is Harvey. His name's Harvey. Bo Diddley's a pawnbroker, and Frank Oz is the police officer. It won one nomination for the Oscar, Best Original Score by a guy named Elmer Bernstein.
Which is very interesting because you pointed that out as
did.
we were watching it. You pointed out that the score was really dramatic and well done.
It's really helpful. So, anyways, and then just
You forgot Al Franken.
Al Franken and Tom Davis. Is that his kind of sidekick?
Yeah, I didn't know the other guy.
He's also an SNL writer, I think.
Oh, there
Tom
you go.
Davis.
That's why the two of them are
I
together.
think those two guys are hilarious.
I do too.
And we're going to talk about the train scene quite a bit as well. Just to kind of Remind you what was going in 1983. Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Flashdance. Risky Business. War Games.
Yep.
National Lampoon's Vacation. Scarface. Terms of Endearment. The Outsiders. Mr. Mom and the Big Chill. It was a good year for movies.
Yeah, you said The Outsiders. Also, James Bond, Octopussy came out.
Yep. I saw that with my dad.
I did too.
I think it was my first James Bond movie.
Oh, really?
In the theater.
Oh, in the theater, maybe.
And I'm just not much of a James Bond guy. Are you?
Well, my dad was a huge Roger Moore James Bond guy. So that's kind of the James Bond I grew up with.
Yeah.
So I did see all of those. And then, Risky Business. I think I would like to do that movie eventually on this show.
I'm going to do my ChatGPT 3-scene summary.
All right, let's hear it.
Shall we play a game?
That's ChatGPT, just
Yes.
so everybody knows.
Is that what we're going to use
Yes.
when you do chat? Okay.
So just in case you don't know, it's been a while. Act 1, the Duke brothers devise a cruel social experiment swapping privileged Lewis with street hustler Billy Ray. Lewis loses everything while Billy Ray is thrust into luxury he's never imagined. Act 2, Billy Ray thrives and uncovers the Duke's insider trading scheme while Lewis spirals into desperation. Their paths cross and the truth about the bet is revealed. And then finally, Act 3, Lewis, Billy, Ray, Ophelia, and Coleman team up to destroy the Dukes on the trading floor. They reverse the scam and bankrupt the brothers at their own game.
Comedy satire.
Yes. So what, if anything, do you have for Set the Scene?
Let's see. I would say the only thing you didn't really touch on was that John Landis directed it.
Yes.
So let's just talk about John Landis a little bit. Do you want
I think
to?
of Blues Brothers, Animal House, Coming to America. He did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so he was born here in Chicago. I'm not going to go that deep, but he is a Chicago guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he, a lot of his films came out in the 80s and 90s. So as you just mentioned, Animal House, Blues Brothers, and American Werewolf in London. And then he also did Coming to America later with Eddie Murphy. I would say that the thing he probably is most well known for, though, is the Thriller video.
Oh, interesting.
That's when I figured out who John Landis was, because do you remember the making of the Thriller video?
Yes, I remember they had that, but I don't think I ever watched it.
And part of the reason he did it, or part of the reason that they did it the way they did, is An American Werewolf in London had, for the time, perfected that, cinematography, I guess you'd call it, or the ability, the special effect to have someone transform into a werewolf. So basically, he had already done that, and then he put that in the Thriller video, because that's what Michael Jackson does. He becomes a werewolf.
Yeah.
Just in case. I'm hoping I'm not spoiling that for anybody. So here's the thing, though, that's interesting about John Landis, which people may not know. He had kind of a tragic career because he was also the director of Twilight Zone, the movie, and there was a stunt that went really wrong and bad. 3 actors, including 2 children, died in a helicopter crash in the making of that movie. So it resulted in a lot of lawsuits, public outcry about the making of movies and doing them safely. It led to criminal charges of involuntary manslaughter. Landis was acquitted, but it kind of changed the movie industry.
Interesting.
Because they had to put
stopgaps,
new protocols for
safety. Things,
so I thought that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Do you remember Twilight Zone, the movie?
I do.
And Dan Aykroyd, who's in Trading Places with John Landis, is also in Twilight Zone.
But what's weird is I don't remember. The people died in a helicopter.
Correct.
But in Twilight Zone, the movie, there's no helicopter.
Yeah, I think let's see, during production, I don't remember if it was they were filming something in the helicopter or they were filming the helicopter.
Interesting. I just don't remember. I remember all 4 of the stories in the movie pretty well. Maybe.
Do you remember this story, though?
I don't. I'm saying.
Interesting. Okay.
Do you remember which one it was?
No.
Okay. All right. To figure that out.
Yeah.
What else do you have for Set the Scene?
I think that's good. I think that we can move to...
I'm going to skip over Remember When unless you got something.
Well, let me say this for Remember When. Just give me Barbara for a second.
Sure, you got it.
Remember when?
Okay, so my only Remember When is that when I was... So this came out in 1983, so it was middle school around that time. This was a movie that people were quoting. So this was one of these movies that you wanted to see it to understand what people were talking about. Mm-hmm. This was kind of the beginning of, Eddie Murphy's career. And people had things they said that you'd be like, what's that from? And so you wanted to feel like you knew this movie. So I think for Gen X people, even people who are like, oh, I haven't thought about that in a long time, it kind of went through our schools.
You want to hear some quotes?
Sure.
I can see! I can see! Oh, shit! Look at this! Man!
And then I kind of don't want to,
Take up all of our quotes because we want to use them.
but I have to. This is my favorite moment.
I ain't cutting with no knife, man. These I cut in. Watch this. When they brought you in here, you was crying like a pussy.
Yeah.
That's because when the cops fell, he threw tear gas in my face. Because I'm a karate man, all right? Karate man bruised on the inside. My bitches hurry up and get here. I ain't got no time to be sitting inside this cell with you.
Yeah, the phone in the limo is busted. What are you, ignorant?
It ain't cool being no jive turkey so close to Thanksgiving.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
One thing I realized, I love this movie, but when Eddie Murphy isn't in it, I get a little bored.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I really like Jamie Lee Curtis in this
She's
movie.
great. So do I. And it's almost like it's all the Duke and the Louis stuff.
Yeah.
That gets a little boring.
There's a really long scene where they're at the Heritage Group or whatever.
Yeah.
And again, the music is good, the soundtrack is good, but it's a lot of to your point, it's kind of boring. But they're trying to demonstrate the difference in privilege, how
Totally.
extreme it is. Like
Yeah.
we have to have that too. But again, I will say with the Remember When, since we're here, this is a messy movie. And even some of the scenes you're going to play, there's a lot of racial
Yep.
stuff in it. Obviously, that's what the basis of the
Homophobic
movie,
stuff.
homophobic. And we just have to say that because
We know. Yeah.
we're very aware. And just wait till you get to the end.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah.
And then in between, there's some really funny partnerships. I love Jamie Lee Curtis and Dan Aykroyd together. I love Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy together. Like you said, Al Franken and his counterpart
So
are
good.
funny. Jim Belushi's funny. So there's like these scenes that are, it's one of those movies.
True.
So we can do random facts if you're ready.
All right, let's go over there.
Jared, do you know the human head weighs 8 pounds? Jared, do you know the human head weighs 8 pounds?
All right, random facts. You want to start or you want me to?
It's up to you. You say you always like to start, so I am open to that if you would like to go first.
Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy never worked together again, aside from this film.
There's no negativity, though, there is
No,
there?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
good.
Film was originally written for Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Yes, I want to talk about that for a little bit.
Okay.
So I remember it was more like 5th or 6th grade that Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor had a total run. Like they were on the, these are just the things I remember. Do you remember how we'd get a book in the mail for the movie channel and it would tell you what was going to be, or for HBO? You would get like because obviously there was no internet, so you wouldn't know. The only way you'd know was almost like a little TV guide, and it was paper. So if you were at a hotel room, you would have it too, so you could flip through it and see what movies were going to be on. But I remember the movie Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder was on the cover, and that was one of maybe 3 movies they did together.
Yeah.
So I can totally see how this movie could have been written for them.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Now, do we know why they didn't do it?
Yes. Do you not know?
No, tell me.
Richard Pryor caught himself on fire.
He got-
making the heroin or whatever it was he was making. Angel, I don't know what he was making some illicit.
So
drugs.
he caught on fire, so that was the time.
And then then it was maybe Eddie and Gene, and Eddie's like, I can't do this because Gene is Richard's guy. So
Yeah.
that's when they got Dan Aykroyd.
Yes, that makes total sense. And Gene Wilder, just most of you listening to this probably know who that is, but he was also married to Gilda Radner.
Yep.
So there's a lot of interconnectedness here. And Richard Pryor, from what I remember from Eddie Murphy's stand-up, Richard Pryor was his idol.
For
wasn't
sure.
he?
And then they made Harlem Nights however many
Yes.
years later.
Yeah, so there's a lot of interconnectedness
I love
here.
Harlem Nights. Do you like Harlem Nights?
Todd, I don't think I've seen it.
Is in it. Red Fox. It's really good.
Yeah, I can think of what the box looked like at
Yeah.
Blockbuster, but I don't think I saw it.
The trading floor sequence was filmed in a real commodities exchange. I don't know if that was in New York or Philly. Wall Street professionals still cite the finale to explain shorting futures, which I'm going to hopefully explain to everybody listening. Or like, what exactly happened? And I'm going to try to do it in a very easy to understand.
Is it connected
way.
to The Big Short at all? Is it similar?
There's some similarities, but it's a
But
lot
more
different.
in the moment shorting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Paul Gleason passed away. 19 years ago.
Wow.
I can't believe how long he's been gone for.
And Paul Gleason, for those who may not remember that name, he is the principal in Breakfast Club, and he's also in Die Hard, which we did last week.
Yeah. You know what his cause of death was? I looked it up.
Cardiovascular.
Mesothelioma, or the one we always see the billboards on.
Yeah,
on
mesothelioma.
It's a rare form of lung cancer, typically linked to asbestos exposure.
Oh.
Gleason believed he was exposed as a young man while working construction jobs with his father.
Oh, how interesting.
Isn't that terrible?
Do you remember when they came in and I was in high school when they started removing asbestos? Do you remember
Right.
that?
And I don't understand why we began using asbestos in the beginning. Like, I don't even know what asbestos
I don't
was
think
supposed
we
to
knew
do.
it was a carcinogen. I
Yeah.
don't think they had the knowledge that it was hurting people, just like our pipes used to be lead.
Yeah.
And so we would drink
Right.
that.
Drink some blood. What else? There is something called an Eddie Murphy rule in U.S. commodities law, and I'm not going to bore you with it, but it has something to do with insider trading.
It's to prevent the market manipulation.
Yes.
I read that too.
We know that the Duke brothers reappeared in Coming to America.
It's one of the best parts.
I should probably go under hidden gems. I'll save that for hidden gems.
Okay.
The story about the Dukes cornering the orange juice market was probably inspired by Silver Thursday.
Which is?
Market crash at March 27, 1980, when the Hunt brothers, whoever they were,
Okay.
of Texas tried to corner the silver market and subsequently failed to meet a $100 million margin call, which is what happens to the Dukes.
Okay.
And then I don't know if we want to talk about the gratuitous nudity scene.
Let me say my random facts,
Go
and then
ahead.
we'll talk about that. So, number one, do you know how old Eddie Murphy was when he did this movie?
22.
21. I got 21.
Yeah.
Did you see
No,
22?
I don't know. I was guessing.
Maybe he was 21 when he started and 22 when he ended. But
Yeah.
how young is that?
Yeah.
That's so young.
And he crushes it.
And then I like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis, she plays a character named Ophelia, and I really like her character in the movie. And as we know more now because it's so in the ethers because of Taylor Swift's album, with the Fate of Ophelia. But Ophelia is a tragic young woman associated with innocence and vulnerability and ultimately tragedy. So it's a Shakespearean reference. So it's, deeper metaphor connected to her name. Lewis actually comments on that. And she actually says, this is not Shakespeare, Louis.
Yeah.
She actually kind of, pushes it away. But
Right.
it was obviously intentional when written. The film is loosely inspired by The Prince and the Pauper, loosely. And like you said, Jamie Lee Curtis, she has a nude scene in this movie, 2 nude scenes. But the first one, she's kind of covering herself with her hands. Remember?
Well, no. I mean, the only reason I know this is because I've seen this movie many times.
Okay.
And maybe even certain parts of this movie several times.
Okay, so the part I'm thinking of where she's naked is when she gets in bed with him when he's sick.
That's the second one.
And the first one is?
First one is when she's telling the rules of the household, and she says that you have to.
But she's standing in the door covering herself.
That's
but
after she turns around.
Got it. Okay. So
I think we see her through the mirror. I
Got
think
it.
there's a mirror there.
Okay.
And she obviously is a beautiful woman.
Yes, she
And
sure
I
is.
have a quote from her about that scene.
What'd she say?
In a 1990 interview, Jamie Lee Curtis originally said she didn't regret appearing topless in this movie. My breasts are beautiful, and I got to tell you, they've gotten a lot of attention for what is relatively short screen time. She told the Chicago Tribune, I make no excuses and have no regrets for my past work in films. I'm very proud of the work I did in Trading Places, and if my breasts have become the topic of dinner conversations at frat houses, God bless them. But in an interview with People magazine in 2022, she admitted she did have regrets. Did I like doing it? No. Did I feel embarrassed that I was doing it? Yes. Did I look okay? Yeah. Did I know what I was doing? Yeah. Did I like it? No. Was I doing it because it was the job? Yes.
Well, and all those things can live in the same place.
Correct.
Like when she's younger, she's like, I don't have a regret for this because this propelled her career where she was able to become a comedic
Everybody
actress.
saw her differently.
Correct. And then she did True Lies and she did
Fish Called Wanda.
Fish Called Wanda. So totally different career trajectory. And 80s is known for gratuitous nudity. Like,
sure.
We've done Airplane and there was gratuitous nudity. We've done every movie. Weird Science has, nudity, gratuitous nudity. Die Hard does.
Most 80s movies have it. And it's almost like it was part of the formula.
Yeah. Well, and again, sorry, but it's all men making these movies. They're writing them, they're making them, they're directing them, they're the cinematographers. And they just want to show boobs. I mean, that's just kind of the way it was. And I think we have a better perspective on that. If it doesn't lend to the story, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Right.
So do movies these days not have these? I mean, I know it's not as often, but there's got to be some.
I'm sure there are. I just think that, first of all, there's more women, not enough, but there's more women who are in the industry.
Yeah.
There's more actresses saying, like Jamie Lee Curtis could have done this role without that nudity.
Yeah.
So she probably today would be like, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Women didn't have the ability to push back on
Right.
stuff like that if they wanted to keep the role. So, I think everything she said way back when and today can live together. It's an integrated look at it where she's like, I did it. It's fine. I felt comfortable with my body or whatever it may be. But now looking back, I didn't want to.
Right.
I wasn't super comfortable in the moment. I didn't think it was necessary. So a lot of times we're like, well, do you regret it or not? And the truth is, a lot of things can be true at once.
For sure.
And you can change your perspective on it as you get older. Another thing I had was that the core idea of trading places, we actually saw this we watched a really quick YouTube thing about where this idea came from.
Mm-hmm.
It was inspired by this tennis match that the screenwriters used to play tennis with these two guys who they were real life siblings and wealthy guys. And they would have this nature versus nurture swapping lives discussion while playing tennis. And that's where the idea came from. So
Yeah.
it's kind of based on two guys who would talk about this all the time. So that is what I have for
Do you
random
want to
facts.
do any best? I want to talk about two scenes, I guess, and I don't know if you even did that, but
I have, you mean scenes or, because I have my top 5 Eddie Murphy movies. We were going to do top 5.
I just want to. So first of all, let me just quickly go through
Sure.
two best scene things. One is the best scene in the movie, in my judgment, and I think in most other people's judgment, is the very end with the trading.
Sure.
It's just really intense,
It's intense,
and fun,
yeah.
and you like to see the good guys win and
Yeah.
the bad guys lose.
I agree with that.
But for some reason, I think that this is really good.
Zedekiah, my friend, 'neath the elms we sing our tones. We're brothers to the end. Muffy in the bathroom stall.
So real second, are they talking about having sex? Like what?
I think they're
why
just talking
is
about the
Muffy in
girls.
the bathroom stall?
I think
All right, let's
yeah.
keep going.
Margaret by the lake, Susan down in Whitley Hall, Constance on the make, Constance Fry,
Like these guys are something else. We got to finish it.
Constance Fry, anytime you call.
I mean, not nice.
And they're all like laughing. Like the women are all laughing.
Todd, that was
I
our
know,
time.
I know.
Constance would fulfill your needs, winter, spring, or fall.
And then they shake hands, and the guy's got his collar up, and he's smoking a pipe.
I know and first of all, they're like 22 or 23. They're like, and they're fraternity brothers, and they're wealthy, and they're privileged.
The ickiest people alive.
And his name is Todd.
Oh, that was the other top 5 I was going to do. It was like the worst Todds, but I feel like I already did that.
We've talked about
Yeah,
it because there's a lot of bad Todds.
A lot of bad Todds.
But you are not a bad Todd.
Thanks, babe.
You are a good
I try
Todd.
not to be.
Okay, good.
Okay, where do we want to go next?
So, do you want me to do my top 5 Eddie Murphy movies?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do
before
that.
we do WTF?
This is going to be. This is not easy.
It was easy for me.
Okay.
I did it very quickly. Do you have a drum roll for me?
I do have a drum roll for you, but I have it in a different channel, so gotta bear with me. 5 Eddie Murphy movies
To Kathy, for Kathy.
for Sweetie.
Number 5 is this movie, Trading Places.
All right.
Okay, so, like I said, just I remember when it came out, it was the beginning of his career, et cetera, et cetera. Number 4, are you going to do drums for me all the
let's just
time?
do it.
Okay, I just got one drum.
One drum.
Number 4, I'm going to say Shrek.
Oh my gosh.
And mostly because of my kids, like just because it was such a big part of their childhood.
Yeah.
So he is, he's Donkey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that, you're not seeing him, but it's just very quintessential, Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy. And I think it probably made him the most money out of all of these things. What do you think?
Probably.
Yeah, because it had so many, sequels. Number 3, I'm going to say Beverly Hills Cop. And I think I'm going to go with Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Okay.
Do you think that I like
For sure.
2?
For sure.
But I think 1 is the one that, like, if I was going to, like, put something on in the background, I'd put 1.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you guys can hear bells, I'm wearing a reindeer ears, and they have bells, just in case you can hear it. Number 2 is Coming to America.
Okay.
Yes, because, and I actually was listening to that last night. I woke up in the middle of the night at like 3, and I listened to Coming to America. I love that movie. But number 1, my favorite Eddie Murphy movie. Can you guess?
I cannot guess.
It's Boomerang.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Boomerang is my favorite movie because I think it had all the elements. It was like, he was funny, but he also let a lot of other people be funny.
And there's a good story to it, too. It's,
Yes, there's a good story. It's romantic. It was really great for Halle Berry's career.
Love
Robin
should
Givens.
have brought your ass home last night.
That's right. Great music. Beautifully, like it's beautiful. Like their clothes are beautiful. All the people in the movie are beautiful. Everything's just really easy to look at.
Can we give an honorable mention to The Nutty Professor?
You can, but that's not in my top 5.
Your ass about to break through the seat of your pants.
Sherman, I think I do remember hearing something on TV about colon cleansing. They say everyone should have one. I'm thinking about getting me an appointment and go down and get my colon cleansed thoroughly.
You want your colon clean? Fine, I'm gonna clean mine. Now, my colon is clean. I'm talking squeaky clean.
I think the dinner scene is all Eddie Murphy except that young man. And I think the dinner scene in Nutty Professor is like top 5 funniest scenes of all movies.
I think I totally agree with you.
It's guy humor. He's farting and all that, but it's
totally. I mean, that is where part of the reason I love Coming to America so much is because of the characters
scenes
that he and Arsenio Hall play in the movie. They're and Randy Watson, Sexual Chocolate.
Yes.
All of that is so funny to me. So that's Eddie Murphy at his best, right?
Yeah.
Where he's playing all sorts of different characters. And we saw his documentary, he loved to do that.
Yeah.
Gosh, we haven't even talked about his documentary.
No, we haven't.
Thank you. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. Make it easier.
Oh my God. So good.
It's so good. And the best is that nobody claps for him.
No.
So he's singing up there. People know who it is. They're like, there's like a few claps. It's just so funny to me.
Oh my God.
Damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
You must be crazy.
And the guy who says, "God damn, that boy could sing," that's the sidekick from Trading Places.
I know. That's my hidden gem, though.
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
take my hidden gem.
Sorry, babe. That's so good.
So anyway, that is my list. I feel very good about that list. And if you would like to do your list of whatever you're doing.
I do have a few lists.
Okay, let's hear it.
Top 5, actually I only have top 4 movies where a bet completely ruins somebody's life.
Ooh, let's hear it.
I'm going to go number 1, Trading Places, just because we're talking about it.
Okay.
Number 2, this is a little bit of a stretch, but Rounders.
Of course.
Just the whole gambling.
Absolutely.
It's not like about a single bet, though.
Well, Worm makes Mikey, what's his name?
Mikey, yeah.
He makes him owe money. And everyone, just a little side note, that was Todd and my first date was the movie Rounders.
That's right. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness
Here we
Rounders
are.
was out.
Number 3, The Deer Hunter. Do you know why that is The Deer Hunter?
Because of the Russian roulette thing?
Exactly. And then lastly, Indecent Proposal.
Yes, for sure. They didn't have money when they got there. Are they bet? What's the bet?
It's a little bit of a stretch. A
Yeah.
married life's couple unravels after they accept a millionaire's what-if wager. So it's really not a bet. It's an invitation.
I thought you meant because they made a bunch of money the
In
first
the
night
roulette.
they were there.
No, I'm more thinking about Robert Redford's invitation.
His indecent proposal?
His indecent proposal. That would be an interesting one for you and I to talk about.
I'd love. Maybe we can do a Demi Moore month.
Yeah.
I like her.
Good. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Top 5 movies in Philadelphia, real quick.
Okay.
Number 5 is The Sixth Sense.
Great.
Number 4, Trading Places.
Okay.
Number 3, Silver Linings Playbook.
Yes, I love it.
Number 2, the movie Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then the Rockies. All the Rockies.
Oh, of course. I thought, where are you going with this if it's not Philadelphia? But of course, the Rockies.
Yeah.
That's a good list.
Thanks, babe.
I give you props for that.
I appreciate that.
I like all those movies.
All right, what are we doing next?
Let's do WTF.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
This is a lot.
There's a lot of
going on
WTF in this movie.
Yes. Why don't you start?
Okay, so I'm going to start with something that is maybe a smaller thing, but I definitely latched onto, is in this movie, there is a group called the Heritage Club, and that's where all of these white rich men belong. Like that
playing
song.
squash and tennis and all that crap.
Those fraternity guys, that's where they are. They're part of the Heritage Club. So I definitely, while watching it, said, this reminds me of the Heritage Foundation, which I don't know that it was necessarily based off of that, but the word heritage is about tradition, continuity, keeping things the same, guarding the past, protecting power from any kind of disruption. So the word heritage, it's not a word I would use going forward.
And it's so funny because the way you just explained it, I totally agree with you. And then heritage could be your Italian heritage.
I know.
So it's almost like that they weaponized this word.
Of course they did, because heritage, we're like, no, I'm just talking about my heritage, but let's be real about what people are talking about when when in this movie, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
And in the Heritage Foundation, I mean, they're
doing a lot of stuff over there.
Yeah. I don't even want to dive into it because we're talking about movies today.
Yeah, if we're doing this podcast, we don't have to
talk about stuff like that, because I think about that stuff all the rest of my time.
Yeah.
So I kind of recognize that, like clocked that, and it's a members only club, politically organization, and I think there's like a quote that I wrote down that they say what we've built must be preserved, and we decide who qualifies as we.
Yeah.
Right. Blah. And there's a lot of that in One Battle After Another, too. Yeah. That's a big part of that. Okay, so that's my one that I clocked this time. I wouldn't have thought about it before. The WTF of when Louis he gets drunk and he goes to the Christmas party and he starts stealing food from the table. And then he takes the big fish and puts it in his Santa jacket, and then when he's on the bus, he starts eating the fish, and all of his beard hair is in it, and I still can't watch it.
I was just listening to the Rewatchables, and they talked about this scene. And,
they did?
Yeah, and Chris is like, I didn't eat salmon for 20 years.
Oh my God, it's so gross.
And I was terrified, because he was 7 years old when this movie came out. I was terrified of every Santa ever, because Dan Aykroyd's Santa is so awful. Like, he tries to die by suicide with the gun. He's stealing stuff.
That's a WTF right there.
Frame people. Yeah. So
the gun scene. Yeah. I think that's one of our girls was like, I don't know if it was JC or Skyler, but they were like kind of walking through and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I know it's weird that these things were played for laughs. Again, WTF, right?
Yeah.
The two biggest WTFs, what really makes this movie outdated is Dan Aykroyd does blackface in the movie, and the N-word is used.
Yeah.
So, and it's used not for comedy per se, like as the only thing, but it's used too easily.
Yeah.
So I would say those are the two things that stand out the most. And then the gorilla.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the
There's
gorilla.
so many parts to this, yeah.
So the gorilla, first of all, that anyone would think that gorilla suit was a real gorilla.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You just got to, like, suspend rational thought.
Like, that's the biggest WTF of the whole thing. And the fact that, and again, you got to think about, they taped his mouth shut so he can't say anything, but he kind of gives up.
Yeah.
He's like,
all right, whatever.
Yeah. And that's Paul Gleason, who's in he's in the gorilla suit. And that the real gorilla, which the real gorilla doesn't look like a gorilla either.
Yeah.
The real gorilla is also in a gorilla suit.
Yeah.
It's very meta. And the real gorilla thinks that guy with the gorilla mask is his mate. So that whole thing is a little WTF, if you know what I mean. So let's see, what else? Also, well, I already said that, the blackface, like a Jamaican pot smoking, the accent.
Well, and it wasn't even necessary.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary.
He could have been a white guy with dreads.
I know.
Why did they have to put the paint on?
That's why it's very questionable in WTF and unnecessary. But that is what they did. And then, that scene on the train where they're all in that room trying to get his briefcase so they can switch the, crop reports. That's where a lot of the jokes from the movie come from.
Yeah.
Beef jerky time and
Beef jerky time.
Merry New Year and, all that. So, again, WTF, babe.
What do I have in WTF? We talked about the salmon. The Duke's just trying to ruin a guy's life.
It's
for a
so
buck.
bad.
All right, my big one is there's a scene at the end of the movie where Don Amici, who is a famous actor from before we were born.
Yes.
They brought him back for this movie. He hadn't acted in 14 years.
Isn't he in Cocoon?
He won the Oscar nomination, or he won the Oscar the next year. So John Landis went and said, "We want you for this part." And then all of a sudden, Don Amici was in the marketplace again.
Interesting.
So then they brought him in for Cocoon. But he's a religious dude, and there's a part at the end of the movie where he goes, "Oh my God, your brother's sick," and he's like, "Fuck him."
Right.
And he didn't want to say it, so he only wanted to do it in one take. My WTF, he also says the N-word.
I know.
And I didn't hear any stories about Don Amici having a hard time saying that. So,
know.
I mean, who knows what's true and what's not. But,
Yeah, not to slander his name,
Yeah.
but just where we were as far as what language we were using and not using.
Right. Okay, we ready to move on?
Yes, can we do Rolling in the Deep?
Yeah, let's do that. Rolling in the deep. I don't think I have much rolling in the deep.
So I think this whole movie is about the myth of meritocracy, right?
Yep.
I mean, the whole, so meritocracy is an idea or the system that people advance based on their abilities, their talent, their effort, and their achievements, rather than recognizing that it's because of their social class, their wealth, their connections, their family background, their identity. I'm a social worker, study this stuff all the time. We all know this. What did Brian Stevenson say that we love so much, or made so much sense, is that you're much more likely, if you're wealthy and guilty, you're much more likely to get off than you are being poor and innocent.
Yeah.
So, and this is kind of the same kind of thing is, it's not the Dukes even deciding to make this bet. They recognized that it really isn't about that Louis was so smart or had something better for them. It's that if they offered Billy Ray all of the money and the trappings and the social status and elevated his name and just him overall, that he would be able to be a success.
It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes.
Ruined my life over a bet.
For $1.
Exactly. So again, meritocracy is really what we're talking about. And again, even the word merit, deserving something because you earned it, cracy, whenever you put that at the end, power, governance, like democracy, aristocracy, it's not, it makes us question. Success and failure are often manufactured. They're not earned.
Yeah.
I like the idea of meritocracy, and there definitely are things that we can point to and say, no, this was this person's success, but it's not as common as we wished it could be.
Right.
So, Billy Ray didn't become smarter. He actually just got access, money, language for the room, like things he knew to say and do, and people who already assumed he belonged.
Yeah.
No one questioned. And Lewis didn't suddenly lose his intelligence. He lost credibility, protection, social grace, and it was all because the Dukes made that happen. Like, one of the saddest parts of the movie is when he goes home and knocks on the door, and Coleman pretends that he doesn't know him.
Right.
And Coleman feels so ashamed by that.
Yeah, you see it in his eyes.
So, and then again, another deep, again, rolling in the deep here is the systems aren't neutral. The banks, the police, the courts, they all, in the film, they work for Lewis when he's rich and against Lewis when he's not. And obviously we know the whole movie opens with Billy Ray being arrested.
Yeah.
And then, it doesn't, then when he's privileged, they don't, they're not worried about him anymore. He gets off. The Dukes actually get him out, and then they drop the charges. So, the world responds differently depending on where you sit in the hierarchy, and you don't realize that you're in the system until it stops working for you.
Sure.
And I think that is this movie, again, it's comedy satire, but it's a big message about, that.
Winthorpe. Louis III. 1 gold watch, gold card. 2 tickets. A Boheme.
La Boheme. It's an opera.
Can I pause here and just tell everybody my 2 cents about the opera?
The opera we went to a few weeks ago?
I went to my first opera, and it was kind of a cross-section of worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Smashing Pumpkins had a band in the early 90s called Melancholy.
An album?
What did I say?
A band.
Oh. an album called Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. And they were using that album at the Opera House, and Billy was going to be a part of it. So we went, and I was so excited. And let's just say it didn't go well.
Well, again, it is depending on who you are and what you like. Todd and I are not big opera goers, so we thought that it was going to be melancholy, Billy singing with the chorus and the symphony behind him.
Yeah.
So we thought it was going to be a powerful version of Billy's album in this beautiful setting because the Opera House is so gorgeous. But what it really is, or was a true opera.
It was an opera. So opera singers, and I've never been in a room where there's opera singers, but it's so performative and powerful and big, and it's just not my style.
And I think part of it was expectations.
Yeah.
Is if we would have known going in, we could have maybe been like, okay, I'm ready for this. But all of a sudden, somebody comes out and starts singing, Tonight in an operatic way. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
And then Billy in the first act came out and sang 33. And and we were like, okay, there he is.
Yeah.
But then he left and he didn't come back again till the second act.
Yeah, he only did one.
He did 3 songs total. Yeah. So it was an experience. Like that night I was really tired because the night before was my daughter's 21st birthday. So we went out 2 nights in a row, big time. And so part of it was that, and part of it was expectations. And then, so that night I was kind of like, oh, what this was, but the next day I was like, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you had the experience or no?
Yes, it's better than
not having the experience.
Right. I was a little bait and switchy.
Yeah.
For me, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I wanted to just play the way that the opera singers sing his music, and I can't find a good spot, so forget I said
okay.
Anything. Okay. I have the only Rolling in the Deep I want to share with you is Penelope bails on her fiance because
sure does.
he is caught dealing drugs. He is caught with another woman. Is Penelope a very rational, how did you perceive her response to her fiance's struggles?
So Penelope, I think considering what she saw, it made sense that she would bail. Now, the way that she bailed, because we have a scene before where they're going to have sex in the dining room or whatever.
Yeah.
And she says to him, she kind of says something about, well, Todd, maybe I should go with Todd instead or something. She says something to kind of make Lewis jealous. So she's already kind of playing with that idea with him way before he gets into this situation.
Do it another day.
Oh, no. The Department of Agriculture gets those estimates from all over the country. Pork bellies, soybeans, frozen orange juice.
Suppose I'll just have to ask Todd to take me.
Now, wait just a minute. If you think I'm going to let that playboy...
Just teasing.
So she's teasing, but, again. So, and the bottom line is she is never going to be with him if he is not successful.
Yeah.
Because she's part of the Heritage Club.
Yeah, that's right.
And so she ends up with Todd.
Yeah.
And also the whole thing with Ophelia, she goes to pick him up. Okay, she goes to pick Louis up. Penelope picks Louis up at the police station, and he's trying to say to her, I do not sell angel dust or PCP or whatever. And she's starting to believe him. And then Ophelia comes up because Clarence Beeks, pays her.
Clarence does a lot of things in in this movie.
He sure does. He's like their undercover guy. Yeah. And he pays her to say, to ask him to sell her drugs.
Yeah.
So from Penelope's perspective, she's like, I'm out.
Yeah. See ya. I'm just going to go hang with Todd.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for the next thing? Whatever that is?
The next thing I have is, one more thing I want to say in Rolling in the Deep, that the people with less tend to be a lot more loyal and giving. Right?
Yeah, I think
Ophelia doesn't have, she's been saving money. She's actually portrayed as a smart character.
Smart cookie.
She is a prostitute in the movie, and she's very, open about that. But she's like, I know what I'm doing, and I'm saving money, and here's what I need to do. And I've been taking care of myself my whole life. But she lets Louis come live with her. She, gives him her money when he wants to make this big bet. Whereas the Dukes, there's a scene with their butler where they're like, oh, hey, you know, you didn't think you were going to get your Christmas bonus, but here it is, $5.
Yeah.
And these are like multimillionaires.
Right.
So they're definitely portraying that the people who have less tend to give more. And, you know, Todd, there's some truth to this
For
in
sure.
real life, for
Totally
sure.
agree.
So just some depth.
What else do I have? All right. So should we head over to Time to move on?
Or Hidden Gems.
All right, let's go over there.
When I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place shimmer.
All right. So what do I have for Hidden Gems? I think I got a few of them, but
Okay.
you start.
Mine, as I already said before, is Clint Smith, who he's Eddie Murphy's friend in real life.
Yeah.
And he's in Trading Places. He's in the jail with him when Eddie Murphy's talking about being the karate man who bruises from the inside. Clint is sitting next to him, and it's, you know, they're so young,
Yeah.
you know. And then he's probably been in other movies too, but he shows up most prominently in Coming to America as the other guy in the barbershop alongside Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
So that's to me is the hidden gem, because I didn't realize that was Clint Smith. And again, not that that's a well-known name. I had to look up what his
Sure.
name was. But last year when I watched it at Christmas, I said, Todd, that's the guy from Coming to America.
Yeah, love that. Speaking of Coming to America, the Duke brothers do have a cameo.
Yes, that's
And
the other hidden gem.
I don't know how good the audio will be, but I'm going to play it anyways. So Eddie and his girlfriend are walking together, passing a few homeless people.
What did you give him?
Oh, I just gave him some pocket change.
And now it's Don Amici, and he's just rolling through a bunch of hundreds, and he's...
Randolph! Leave me alone, Mortimer! Randolph! I'm still not talking to you. Look!
Back.
It's a great scene. And so they bring in the score
Yeah.
from Trading Places.
Oh, interesting.
So
I
you
didn't
can
even
hear
think
that
about
it's from
that.
that movie.
Smart.
And it's just a really cute,
Yeah.
you know, that's a great, that was funny.
Yeah. Hidden Gems. Bo Diddley is the pawnbroker.
Yep, when he's trying to sell his watch.
$50. Frank Oz, who is Yoda,
Mhm.
is in this. And Frank Oz is also in the Blues Brothers. He is like the jailer guy.
Do your Yoda.
Take it to him, I will.
It's pretty good.
This I love. Al Franken, who is a former senator. Also
SNL writer.
Yes. And me and my friend Brett Bonnet from college used to say this to each other all the time at random moments. So
It's my turn to drive.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm sure you think it is, but it isn't.
No, don't you remember? This morning you drove the shipment of anchovy paste.
Yeah, I drove the anchovy paste, but you had the videotape recorders this afternoon.
Well, I backed them up about 5 feet.
We have to take turns. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter. It's my turn now.
No, it isn't.
I just love the fact that he wants to drive. He's like a 7-year-old boy who wants
The
to drive.
anchovy paste.
The anchovy paste. And sometimes it's longer and sometimes it's shorter.
Well, and they both kind of come off as kind of dumb,
Totally
but
dumb.
also kind of high.
Yes.
And I think that someone says to them, have you guys been drinking?
Yeah. There's
So-
enough drunks on this train.
Right.
The prison number for Lewis is the same prison number as Jake Blues in the Blues
Oh,
Brothers.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then Penelope's friend Muffy is played by Kelly Curtis.
Yes, the song. What do they say about Muffy again?
I don't know what they said about Muffy, but Kelly Curtis is Jamie Lee's sister.
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis's sister.
So she got a little cameo herself. Okay. Anything else? My time to move on. Let me just go over to that. It's time to move on.
It's time to move on. It's time to get going.
Is the whole train scene.
The whole train scene?
I mean, except for my baggage handlers, but you know, the blackface and the intercepting of the briefcase. It's just not that solid of a section of the movie.
Yeah, but don't you think a lot of the jokes that people talk about are from that scene? I'm not saying we should
Maybe.
keep it,
Yeah,
but
maybe.
because like the next, I don't have a moving on one, but the next category is things we say in our real life.
Oh. Do you have anything for that or no?
I do.
Oh, you do? let's head over there. Oh, do we have a song for that? I forget.
Yeah, Charlie XCX, Talk
yeah.
Talk.
I wish you talk, wish you talk.
Yeah, mine is It's My Turn to Drive. I say that to Brett all the time.
And you and I say Merry New Year.
Merry New Year. I think a lot of us say that.
That's what I mean. Things we say in our real life. And then you always say Karate Man bruises on the inside.
Karate Man bruise on the inside.
So and then beef jerky time. That's something, I feel like my brother-in-law says that sometimes.
And it ain't cool to be no jive turkey this close to Thanksgiving.
Yes. And then the guy who goes, yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what scene I forgot in this go around? I was like, oh, I feel like I haven't seen this scene before. Is when Billy Ray goes to the bar and picks up all the women for his party. Yeah. I kind of forgot about that scene, and he's really funny in that. Like he's telling them a story when the guys walk up. Do you remember? The scene was fairly new to me.
Yeah.
But my favorite scene. Well, can we move to favorite scenes?
Sure. Do I have I don't think I have a favorite scene. I think I have this.
May the force be with you.
Yes.
May the force be with you. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
And that was Frank Oz.
Yes, and maybe you can even find this scene while I talk, because it's the one where they're telling him that the Duke brothers are telling Billy Ray, this is all your stuff now. And he keeps walking around and putting stuff in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, this is mine.
Yeah.
This is mine.
William, what do you think?
I like it, Randy. It's very nice. I like the way you got the mirrors and stuff hooked up over there. It's very pretty. I like that. I like that mirror.
I don't think he understands, Randolph.
Oh, but Monte, I do understand.
William.
Yes.
This is your home.
Uh-huh. Right.
It belongs to you.
Yeah, all this is mine. I like my home. It's very nice. That's very nice tasting houses. I like
Everything you see in this room is yours now.
Uh-huh. This is my stuff.
Your own personal property?
Yeah, my own personal shit.
You understand?
This is mine. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you know what I like most about my place, Randy? The curtains, man. Look at the curtains. It's beautiful the way I got this place set up, man. This is something else. I like it. The cabinets and whatnot. Beautiful. I suppose you're going to just give me this TV set for free, huh, Randy?
That's right.
Uh-huh. Everything in here is mine, huh? Oh, I guess the stereo is mine free, too, huh?
Absolutely.
That's good.
Because the reason he keeps saying, oh, the curtains, is he wants them to turn around because he's like stealing stuff. I just laugh every time I see it.
No doubt.
So that is probably my favorite scene.
I have a few other quotes. Let me see. I'm just going to play a few of them.
Okay.
Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. You got a lot of soul. Appreciate it.
Bet you thought I'd forgotten your Christmas bonus. There you are.
Maybe I'll go to the movies by myself.
Half of it is from me.
Looking good, Lewis. Feeling good, Todd.
No, I believe I can hang out with you fellas for a little while. How you doing, Randy? What's happening? Hey, Monte, what it is? Randy, that's like Randy Jackson from the Jackson 5. How you doing? Say, man, when I was growing up, we want jacuzzi. We had to fart in the tub.
Good stuff.
Yeah, just a lot of good Eddie Murphy improv stuff. Because I think we heard that in the limo when he gets in the limo, that's all improvised. So it's funny. So I'm ready for a music game if you are.
Well, I just want to talk about the end a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I told you guys.
So, yes, please.
So it's kind of tricky, but I asked ChatGPT to kind of say this in an easy way. So this is the easiest analogy.
Okay.
So let's say concert tickets. You sell a concert ticket. Let's say you're selling it to your friend for $100 before you even have it. You're like, I promise to sell you this Adele concert ticket for $100.
Okay.
And then later that day, the price drops and you buy the ticket for $40.
Oh.
Okay.
Got it.
So basically, you sell something. You sold a ticket that you never owned. You just made a promise.
That makes total sense.
And then you actually sell it later that day because you bought it cheaper.
Yes.
That's exactly what they did.
Yes, because Todd was trying to explain to me, because they first go on the floor and they start selling the orange juice on option.
Yes.
And I kept saying, what's option? Because they don't own it. And he's like, he's making deals with all these people who don't know what the crop report is yet. And then they sell it. But then when the crop report comes in, it all decreases.
So to go into trading places, I promise to sell you the orange juice in the future at this price.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. I think they end up selling it for 124, 140,
and it goes down to 29.
You're not selling the orange juice today. You are selling a promise today.
Yes.
Just like someone could say, I'll mow your lawn next week for $50. You don't need a lawnmower in your hand at that moment. It's just an agreement to do that. So they sell their futures at a high price. And then step two, when the price drops, which they knew it was going to because they knew the information.
Knew the crop report.
So they'll receive all the orange juice in the future at this low price. And then,
And the Dukes got a false crop report, so they told their guy to buy up as much as he could.
When it was cheaper. Because they thought that the bad weather affected the amount of oranges that were going to be produced that winter, only to find out that the bad weather did not impact the oranges.
So the Dukes get bankrupted,
Yeah.
and Louis and Billy Ray become very wealthy.
Exactly, which is great. It's a great ending. Okay.
And then at the very end, since we're at the end, the very, very end, I did not look this up, but they all end up on this beach. And Billy Ray, and then a woman he's with, and then Coleman, who is their partner, and he's with a woman, and they're on the beach. And then Louis and Ophelia are on a yacht, and they kind of say, looking good, Billy Ray, or whatever. But I wondered if maybe they filmed that at a different time. I wonder if they threw that in at the end, because why wouldn't they have them be all together?
I have no idea. I want to say one other good thing about this movie.
Yes.
Is that the ending is strong.
It is.
And in
it
most
makes you feel good.
comedy, the ending is weak.
Yes.
Because they think of all these things, they're like, oh, we got to end this movie. How are we going to do this?
Yes.
And I think that's why this movie is memorable.
Yes, and why it's easy to watch again, because even when Louis is at his worst, and he's going to be better. And one thing I saw in an interview, or maybe you and I were watching this on YouTube, but they talked about how Louis, Dan Aykroyd's character, he's kind of a certain personality at the beginning because he's wealthy and privileged and everything. And then once he's, once he realizes what the Dukes did, he still stays the same character, just with better integrity now. So he's still, it's not like everything about him changes. He's still talks the way that he does, and he's still, kind of, I don't know, high status in the way he carries himself, but he now has integrity, and he's in love with Ophelia instead, et cetera.
Yeah.
Whatever
happened to Penelope?
I think he's like, see ya. She bailed.
Wouldn't want to be ya.
That's the thing. That's what I mean. The integrity that these people have, it's not tied to their status. It kind of grows in spite of it, so anyway.
Okay. Before we do the music game, I want you, because we don't do a lot of advertising on this show, just help people understand who we are and what we do.
So first of all, this is the way you can support us. This podcast is Zen Pop. And if you want to support us and all the work we do, we have something called Team Zen, and it's our version of Patreon. So you can just donate because you like what we do, or you can pay $25 a month and get access to all these things that we do. I have a women's group. We do Zen Parenting Live, which is the podcast that we used to do, and we do Q&A. People DM us, ask us questions. We offer resources. We have an app. It's pretty wonderful. So do that, and you can follow my Substack for free, Zen Parenting Moments. You go to Kathy Kasani Adams at Substack.com. I have a bunch of books you can see behind me if you're on YouTube. At YouTube, Zen Parenting, Restoring Our Girls, Living What You Want Your Kids to Learn. Todd is the executive director and co-founder of an organization called Men Living that are doing really good work. They actually they have something called a caregivers group that it'll already be over by the time this comes out.
It's all right.
But how many classes do you guys do a
right
day?
now we're just how many spaces?
Yeah.
We have at least one Zoom opportunity a day for guys to connect authentically and vulnerably. So if you're out there and you want to do that, sometimes we have 3 or 4 meetings in a day. It just depends on the day. So
yeah, Men Living does great work. And then finally, follow us on socials. Instagram, I'm there all the time. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube is really kind of blowing up. People like these movies.
Yeah.
They like hearing about these movies. So just follow us, and that's where we are.
All right. So this is where you and I come up with a song that encapsulates the movie. And I'm not especially proud of my selection this week. I think I'm going to lose yet again.
Okay.
But I'm going to play it because it's just too shallow and too obvious. But I'm going to play it anyways.
This is a story about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue.
So it's about 2 people. It's about Louis and Billy Ray, and they just want to take the money and run.
I don't think this is a bad choice.
What do you get, sweetie?
I love Steve Miller Band.
I know you do.
So mine is, you're going to be shocked by my choice.
Okay.
Absolutely shocked.
Okay.
But when I watched this movie, this is the song that was going through my head. It is a song by Talking Heads.
Oh my gosh.
Called Once in a Lifetime.
Oh, interesting. All right,
Yes.
say more about why did you choose this?
Well, listen to the first couple, it's kind of like Lewis's story or Billy Ray's story, or it's like, this is not my house. This is not my beautiful wife. This is not my, this is a very...
Yeah, sweetie, you won.
Do you think so?
It's such a good, it's a much better selection than me.
Well, thank you. It ran through my head as I was watching, so I wrote it down and I said, Todd's going to be shocked. And the reason is because it is a hot take.
Yeah.
We haven't done a hot take in a while.
You're not a fan of Talking Heads.
I'm not a fan of Talking Heads, but I understand why people love Talking Heads. And I actually was just listening to an interview that somebody was talking about David Byrne, who is the lead singer, and I guess he's just this amazing guy.
Oh, really?
So I don't want to throw the band under the
it's
bus.
just not your style.
No, it's just not my jam.
So because I've decided you won the music game.
Thank you.
We will close it out with your song.
Okay.
But I want to say thanks to everybody for listening. If anybody lives in the Chicagoland area and they have a home remodeling project or painting project, we have this guy named Jeremy Kraft. He's been supporting this podcast
15
for
years,
15 years. The name of the company is Avid. His phone number is 630-956-1800. He has a website at avidco.net. And I just want to say thanks to Jeremy for being so special in our lives.
Yes, thanks, Jeremy.
And now we're going to just finish up with a little bit of this.
Family Stone next week.
Family Stone, buckle up.